What if we willingly signed up for this game and it was beautiful to play it, and then we started taking this interesting experience in the physical too seriously? Maybe we played it so long that we forgot that we are not physical, that this physical existence is just a stage and these bodies are just characters we use to play on it. Someone might have caused us to forget our true nature, maybe archons, and think that life in the physical is all there is. We should know beyond doubt that there is more to life. Anyone can prove it for themselves by learning astral projection, for example. Anyone having a sensitive vision or ear can see things and hear voices that aren't coming from the physical plane. The body is just a mineral shell and it's kind of dead already. The only thing that makes it look alive is our essence shining through it. Once it's gone, this mask is seen for what it is, a mere garb for the spirit, having no life in it. It never had life, it just was animated by the living essence that we are. What if we signed up for this game of life because we thought it to be fun to experience ourselves in such a way, to enjoy creativity in very defined terms in the physical? I feel the ancient Indian, Babylonian, and Egyptian cultures echo to those times when we thoroughly enjoyed the entire existence, exploring all the physical life has to offer without any fear. Beauty and creativity was important and expressed even in the meanest household utensils, which shows to me that those artistic aspects are probably the echoes of a much earlier time when all was art and beauty, and we truly enjoyed this existence, knowing for what it was, just a way to express ourselves, to learn something new, to reach a higher stage of development. Archetypes seem to have existed from the very beginning, yet maybe at first it was the choice to experience ourselves as seekers of knowledge, scientists, rulers, slaves, rich and poor, as all those experiences made us discover some unknown aspect of us. But as the time progressed, we so identified with these characters on the stage that we started believing that they are not archetypes, not pawns in this game, but our very essence. Beauty ruled supreme in those ancient times, as witnessed in the heritage of India even today, and art, creativity, growth, and research was what thrived. We can see that beautiful heritage in extraordinary Indian clothing, the palaces of the world, temples, music instruments, paintings, and so many other expressions of that soul that hasn't yet forgot its creativity and where it came from. Those souls just starting to wear the earthly garb loved experimenting with the physical existence by trying to express their essence through this new physical way. Look at the beauty of nature, ancient dances that have elegance and divinity that now degenerated into cheapness, gardens of the past, the science of astronomy, inventions, and other pursuits on this plane. Maybe in the past we perceived this existence as a voluntary choice, as a place to enjoy and to create something new, to make the best out of this different existence until we get bored of it and move on to something new, or wake up from Maya when we really no longer have the wish to play. I cannot shake off the feeling that this was our primary reason for descending into matter, to enjoy what it has to offer. It was never meant to confine us. But fear crept in, we started taking this existence seriously, we forgot our connection with the divine that always provides, and then unhappiness and the conviction of a physical plane being the only reality there is set in. I strongly believe that the entities more evolved and cunning saw us enjoying the matter and gave us their minds, maybe through genetic manipulation, or as it's told in the Bible, them, the giants of old, mating with humans, so that we forget where we came from, so that fear rules us, so that we are cut off from the source and think that this physical world is all that there is to existence, so that instead of enjoying ourselves here and expressing ourselves creatively through matter, we don't live to the fullest, we worry about petty things, We fear about things yet unmanifest and think that the grave puts an end to it all. I do believe that the archons gave us their minds, and this caused us to become imprisoned in this experience that was supposed to be only a passing whim of creativity. Carlos Castaneda talks about this in his books too, that shamans long discovered that there is a race of beings who control humans, and by the way, those who are initiated, they see those beings as well, who gave them, the humans, their minds to keep them as a food source, that the only way to break out of this tyrannical and secretive rule is to be present, mindful, self-aware at all times. I believe that we were made to forget that we can never be separated from the divine, and wonderful teachers such as Jesus were sent to us to remind us of that. He never worried about survival, yet he was always helped out when he was in trouble and provided for. His teachings of faith in the unseen and taking action based on that faith to create magic can take us back to that magical pre-fall existence where we truly enjoyed this life, had supernatural powers, and didn't take this physical existence so seriously. Jesus showed us with his life that if we truly trust the divine, no matter what we do, we don't need to worry about things going wrong, as we would always be provided for. He said that God knows our thoughts before we form them, and that if he provides sustenance to animals, how much more can he do for us if we only trust in him, which opens the door for his help. I believe that if we follow this teaching of placing faith in God, we can create heaven right here on this earth. No matter what you think this higher power, God, to be, just trust that it loves you and wants to help, and that it can only help if you trust it, as that, the trust, opens the door for it to enter your life. Trust, faith opens the door for it. Disbelief and reliance only on your own limited resources shuts the door. If we only stop allowing fear to rule us and trust that our divine parent loves us and wants to help us, we may return to the heavenly state of simply enjoying what this life has to offer and treating it as a means to experience ourselves in this particular way, to express our unique being in the physical form, no matter what archetype, what character we're playing at the moment, of enjoying this interesting experience, seeing it as an expression of divinity and beauty, rather than draining all life and blood of this journey by taking this life as the ultimate thing beyond which lies nothingness. I have absolutely no doubt that this physical life is just a tiny manifestation of a grand life that's taking place in the divinity itself, in the mind of God. We live in multiple dimensions at this very moment, and if you develop your sight, hearing, and feeling beyond what is considered normal bounds, you will know that as well. Fears and all sorts of limiting beliefs about this reality keep us shut off from the experiences that would make us really see. When false views are gone, one can really perceive that this life is just a moment in a long, seemingly everlasting succession of events in Maya, the illusion. We indeed live in an illusion and are of the same fabric as Maya itself, and everything is immortal. That's why this reality seems to be so real to us. Indeed, everything is God, or rather, as the Hermetic doctrine puts it, a thought of God. When we awaken, we know it's not real in its ultimate sense, and even the science now knows that there is no ultimate substance to this reality, and this allows us to really enjoy this ride and to make the best of it, rather than taking it so seriously that life becomes a misery. I wish people would stop taking that which is impermanent and illusory at its base as real and unchangeable. Buddha taught that misery is caused by perceiving things as they aren't. This life is only a moment in the procession of the events in Maya. We are fortunate enough to be self-aware in this existence, whilst in others, at least the ones that I know, no such self-awareness is possible or is very hard to attain. So we should develop self-awareness to the degree that we completely wake up to understand the illusory nature of this existence, so that we finally know it's a stage and we are players. Because this is the only thing that will allow us to really enjoy this existence. when we fully know that ultimately nothing bad can happen to us as immortal souls having their existence in God, as is told in the Bible, having their being, their living in God, we could really go for our dreams and taste all that we want to taste of this life. And that would also be a positive catch-22 situation, if I can express myself this way, since if we let go of fears and really trust in God, everything would start going well in our lives and we would achieve heights. At the end of such life, we would have no regrets of things not done, but we'll look at our lived life as a beautiful and colorful picture of realized dreams and joyful experiences which warms our heart. Let's allow each experience to enrich us and teach us. Rather than seeing it as an obstacle or an unpleasant event, let's allow others to just be, without the need to control them. Let's drop all fears and insecurities to really enjoy this existence, because Maya, I believe, wasn't created to enslave, but to make us joyful, and it was us that thought of it in the first place. That's how I feel. We are the ultimate players, the ultimate creators of our experience, who forgot that we thought of this game in the first place. Like in Hindu tradition, Lord Brahma is told to have created a woman, Maya, and fell for her beauty, forgot that she was his own creation and started chasing after her, totally getting lost in his own creation. That's, I believe, what happened to us with this physical existence. And when we get bored of this game, we have the power to awaken like Buddha did, and beyond it, only those who are totally out of the game know what waits for us. Let's live this life firmly knowing that at the end of it, death waits for us. This firm knowing that life isn't permanent will spur us to achieve our dreams so that no regrets remain at the end of life. When instead of looking at life as the be-all and end-all, you see it as a stage with various players on it, one of whom is you, playing currently a father, a mother, a scientist, a spiritual person, or any other character or personality, the heaviness of existence is lifted off your shoulders, and then you can truly be and express yourself in your own unique way, in the unique circumstances and in the unique character that you're given to experience in this life. Life can indeed be beautiful if instead of worrying about the future and being unhappy about the past, we open our eyes to what is, to see this life as an opportunity, as a stage to express our uniqueness on. If we start living from this joyous understanding, this will surely change our energy and will place us exactly where we should be to shine our unique essence on the stage of this existence.